You want to unlock the V-Taper like Garo, Toji, and Baki, but you just don't have the time. This Dorito look is one of the most desired features for aesthetics, and it takes hard work to achieve. But what if I told you that you can achieve this look with just 2 days a week, 45 minutes a day? That's right, with just 90 minutes per week, following the exercises and techniques in this video, you can unlock a V-Taper that'll make even Toji jealous. So, right off the bat, day 1, we need to start this off strong. These first 45 minutes are all about using the best and most efficient compound exercises to target all of the muscles that contribute to that V look, as well as using different techniques to increase the intensity of each exercise so we can make the same gains in less time. But while there are 3 main muscles we need to be focusing on, the most important muscle to look at first is, of course, the lats. This is going to be the main muscle that adds that tapered look from your shoulders all the way down to your itty bitty waist. And the best way to target the lats is some form of vertical pulling. And when it comes to vertical pulling, nothing beats the classic pull-up, which is going to be our first exercise for day 1. Now, don't worry if you can't do a pull-up just yet, because at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys a more beginner-oriented routine. Plus, it's going to use the same techniques that I'm explaining throughout the video, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, I know pull-ups are simple to understand, and they're great for the lats, of course, but how can we make pull-ups more efficient so that we can complete this workout in 45 minutes? Well, believe it or not, there's actually a technique you can use for pull-ups that will help you to reach failure, or at least close to failure, with just 3 reps. That's right, with just 3 reps. With just 3 reps, you can ensure that your muscles are completely fatigued and guaranteeing muscle growth with just a couple of sets. The technique is called the Frenchie technique, or should I say, Le Frenchie technique. Damn, that's not funny at all. First, perform the pull-up, then stop at the top, holding for about 3 seconds. After that, go all the way down, back up, but as you go down again, hold at the middle point for another 3 seconds. Lastly, do another rep, go all the way down, but hold the active hang for, you guessed it, 3 seconds. And then boom, that's 1 rep. This little technique makes the pull-up a lot more interesting and ensures that you reach failure by using strict form and strengthening and growing your back in all parts of the pull-up, thus guaranteeing growth. Now, the goal is to go for 3 reps, but most of you trying this out for the first time might make it to 2 reps or something. Now, if all of these techniques are super confusing and you just want to learn the calisthenics basics to get a nice anime physique from home, or maybe you just want to look at some other 2-day calisthenics programs, if either of that sounds like you, then you can check out my program right here. I guess you can't click that. Just click the link at the top right or check out the link in the description. But the lats aren't the only muscle that contribute to the V look, because if you want to get wider shoulders, you're going to have to grow your shoulders. So the next exercise we're going to want to do is elevated pike push-ups. These are effective on their own, but to make them even more effective, we should increase the range of motion. Adding a deficit to this exercise is going to help the shoulders grow even more, helping us reach failure with less reps, thus achieve perfect efficiency. But still, this isn't going to be enough. We still need some more exercises to work on the lats and the shoulders if we want to achieve that aesthetic V-taper with just 45 minutes. So the next exercise we're going to do is commando pull-ups. Commando pull-ups are one of my favorite variations of pull-ups, since a neutral grip helps you to actually target the lats a little more, and the close grip allows for more of a lat stretch, promoting more growth. But for these, we're going to use a special technique that I think I invented. It's called the rep promise. This is going to make sure that we bring our lats to absolute failure. First, take your max number of reps for a given set, then add 2 to 3 reps on top of it. Now, here's the magic. You are going to promise yourself to complete that number of reps every single set, which means if your max is 10 and you promise yourself 12, if you reach 10 but can't go anymore, take a little break for 10 seconds, hop back onto the bar, and get pumping to those 2 reps. Imagine Gojo yelling at you, or even imagine like Sung Jin Woo thinking you're weak until you do those remaining 2 reps. That's what it needs to feel like, and then you're gonna feel super good. You're gonna be exhausting every muscle fiber in your lats, and you're gonna be making those sweet gains. Next up, we're gonna give our shoulders some more love with a less popular but highly effective shoulder exercise, and that's gonna be wall walks. With these, we're gonna use a similar technique to the Frenchie pull-ups with a pause at the top, a pause at about 45 degrees, and a pause at about horizontal before your feet touch the ground. This is just going to make sure that we, again, like the Frenchie pull-up, we completely destroy our shoulders in a good way. But while we're trying to grow our lats and shoulders, they're not the only muscles that help contribute to the V-taper. The third muscle that helps with that V look is actually going to be the abs. And that's for a couple reasons. Having a V-taper is great and all. You know, your silhouette looks nice, you look great with a shirt on, but once you take that shirt off, if you don't have a nice set of abs with your V-taper, it might look a little strange. Just look at these abless V-tapers. Not so cool, not so aesthetic, disgusting. So we need to train our abs while working our V-taper. And one of my favorite ways to do that is actually with L-sit neutral grip pull-ups. The L-sit is going to do two things. One, it's going to work your abs, of course, but number two, it actually helps keep your form strict, focusing a lot more attention onto the lats. Since with your core completely engaged, it mitigates a lot of the swing that you otherwise would have. If while doing this exercise, your abs start to get tired, just let go of the L-sit and continue doing the neutral grip pull-ups until you reach failure. I promise you, you just do these for like a few reps. You're definitely gonna feel that this is harder, it's working your back more, and your abs are gonna be on fire. Sizzling. But I mentioned before that there were two reasons to train abs for V-taper. Because we're not just trying to get the six-pack, we're also trying to get our waist smaller. A V-taper isn't just about having wide shoulders. Again, look at these guys. They have wide shoulders, but their guts are humongous. Frickin' no thank you. It's all about the ratio. You need to get ratioed with your shoulders to the waist. I mean to say have wide shoulders, have a narrow waist. There, that's a V-taper. Congrats. So we need to train the abs to make them tighter, thus making the waist narrower, which is why the next exercise is going to be the long lever plank. This is going to train the deep abs, which helps us to shrink down our waist a bit as it gets stronger. The extra length in the arms also helps to work the lats just a little bit more, so killing two birds with one stone. And then once you finish the long lever planks, after all of the previous exercises, you have successfully completed day one. But before getting into the other nitty-gritty details of the routine, like how long to rest for, how many sets to do, we'll need to keep up the energy and get into the day two routine. Now, day two is going to be slightly different from day one. We're going to be targeting the same muscles, but these exercises are going to be more isolating, directly targeting the muscles in question. Now, that's great and all, but we're not just here to do a bunch of random exercises. We're here to save time. We need to keep this under 45 minutes. So we're gonna incorporate this incredible time-saving hack that will halve our workout time completely. And that, my friends, is the superset. It's kind of like when Yuji and Nanami was tag teaming against Mahito. After Yuji's done smacking Mahito in the face, Nanami comes in and smacks him around too and sends him straight to hell. By doing one set of an exercise after another, you'll naturally save time in your workout. You're essentially doing two exercises in the same set, completely skipping the rest time, which is what the day two routine is going to revolve around. With that, the first exercise is going to be front lever raises, superset, with body weight lateral raises. Front lever raises are one of the best ways to isolate the lats, and it gets extra bonus points for also working the core. For these, you're gonna get a lot of value from the eccentric. So go slow on the way down as much as you can. Ideally for around 3 to 5 seconds. The lateral raises are also a really good isolation move, and I put them at the start of the workout because we're gonna wanna put a lot of effort and concentration into this movement because we want to grow our shoulders. We want a big Dorito back. We want to become Lat Man. Now this is a great superset because you're working completely different muscles. So one exercise is not going to affect the other. But for this next superset, we're going to do the exact opposite. First, we're going to start off with wide pull-ups. Again, these are perfect for isolating the lats because of the wide grip. And same principle here, faster on the way up, slower on the way down. Where we differ is the set after this exercise, which is going to be inverted rows. Supersetting pull-ups with an easier back exercise like inverted rows ensures that the muscle we're targeting becomes fully fatigued. But inverted rows target the upper back. Well, perhaps they do. But there is a way to make them more lat dominant. Instead of pulling to your chest like you would in a normal inverted row, pull down towards your waist, so having your hands at your waist. This is going to change the range of motion, pulling your arms down across your body, which is what's going to activate the lats. Now, we've done plenty of lats on day 2. I think we've got that covered. So now we need to put a little more effort into the shoulders and the abs. So for the next superset, we are going to be doing pseudo planche push-ups plus the hollow body hold. Pseudo planche push-ups are awesome for targeting the shoulders, and you can change the difficulty as you wish. And the hollow body hold, it just speaks for itself. It's one of the best exercises for your abs. If you've seen my ab tier list, you'll know this is a great exercise. I love this one. So we have all of the exercises for day 2, and we got all of them for day 1, but there's still one problem. How much should we rest between our sets, and how many sets should we do? Because if we rest for the wrong amount of time, we might either be too fatigued to do the workout, or we're resting for too long and our workout's going to take more than 90 minutes per week. So let me break it down for you guys. That's my breakdown. For each one of these exercises, since we're mainly working in the hypertrophy rep range, 2-minute rest should suffice. Not too short, so we're not going to fatigue ourselves, but not too long where we're going to spend forever in the workout. In terms of the number of sets, it actually differs per day. For day 1, since each exercise is a compound movement and it gets pretty intense because we're training pretty close to failure every single time, 2 sets should honestly be enough. With the amount of volume that we're getting on day 1, we're going to be hitting that sweet spot for muscle growth without going overboard. For day 2, it's a little different because the exercises are a little more isolation based. Thus, we're not going to go as intense on this day. And because we're saving plenty of time with the supersets, there's no pressure to lower the number of sets. So on day 2, we can afford to do some more volume and actually get 4 sets per superset in. Now, with all the numbers, it's time to go full Asian math mode. If we assume that each exercise takes at most 40 seconds to complete, 80 seconds for supersets, factoring in 120 seconds of rest time per each exercise and superset, then multiplying the number of sets we're going to do that day, adding it all together, we have 32 minutes for day 1 and 28 minutes for day 2. Now, I'm sure some of you already see an issue with this. I promised you guys 90 minutes of training, not 60 minutes of training. Well, that's actually on purpose. Sure, you could probably take advantage of this and just shorten your workouts to 60 minutes per week. That's no problem. But if you do that, you're going to be missing out on a key feature of the V-taper. I mentioned before that one of the most important parts of the V-taper is having the narrow waist compared to your shoulders. And while we are working the abs to narrow the waist, there's at least one more thing to consider. If you look at every anime character who has a nice V-taper, you'll notice they all have one thing in common. Can you guess what that is? If you guessed incredibly lean, gold star for you, because every single one of these guys is shredded. So we need to fill the missing minutes with some cardio on those days, with 13 minutes and 17 minutes respectively. Adding cardio to your routine after the workout, or maybe a couple hours after the workout, is going to help you burn more calories and keep you in a calorie deficit, thus helping you lower your body fat percentage, getting leaner, looking awesome, getting that V-taper. And what sort of cardio should you do? Honestly, you could do pretty much anything. But if you want my personal recommendation, I would go with some high intensity interval training, or at least some form of moderate heart rate cardio, just because we want to take advantage of that short window we have for cardio. So doing something a little more intense can ensure that we burn more calories in less time. So we have the sets, the rest time, and the cardio taken care of, and we have all of the exercises. This is what the 2-day routine is going to look like. As you can see, everything I said in this video is in the routine. Oh, and I did promise the beginners a beginner variation, so here you go. This is what that looks like. And if you follow this, you stay consistent, and you also progressive overload, you are going to achieve that V-taper in no time with just 90 minutes per week. And with all that spare time, you can use it to work on the rest of your physique. That's not the V-taper. So to save you guys from looking like a Dorito with chopsticks for legs, then check out this video right here.